right now, one of the two leading Democratic candidates to face Ron Johnson drops out of the race. We'll have a live report. Also, we're following severe flooding in Kentucky that has led to more than a dozen deaths. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. And then there was essentially one. We saw a dramatic development in the Democratic primary race this morning to determine who will face incumbent Senator Ron Johnson in November. Political reporter Will Keneally is live in Fitchburg, where one of the two leading candidates called it quits just an hour ago. Will?
So it's a refrain that we've heard from Democrats often, that they just want to beat Ron Johnson. That's why Sarah Godlewski dropped out of the race this morning, throwing her support behind Mandela Barnes. The two spoke at an early learning childhood center this morning, Godlewski bringing her child along.
It's not easy to put your all into a race and step away. I know that Sarah has experienced long days, long nights away from Will Hartley, and I know that she did it all for his future, but not just for his future. For the future of all children in this state and across this country.
This now leaves Barnes squarely in the driver's seat for the August primary. He's all but sure to face Ron Johnson in the fall. Now, he does face a handful of other candidates, but none of whom have polled significantly in the latest Marquette Law School polls. So in response, Johnson called out what he said is the act of the Democratic power brokers. He said that, quote, it has cleared the field for the most radical left candidate. We'll have much more on the reaction to this and what it means for that August primary coming up tonight on News 3 Now. Reporting live from Fitchburg, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. We'll see you later newscast. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. How's the weekend stacking up?
Well, weekend is going to be fantastic. I've got your full weekend forecast coming up here in a few seconds, but the radar is quiet. That means we have the sunshine in play. Here's a live look outside right now. Oh, there you have it. We're starting to see those cumulus clouds. These are those decorator puffy clouds, but I don't expect any kind of rain coming out of them. The temperature in Madison, 74 right now. Winds are out of the west at 9. We're going to warm things up to 78 for your highs this afternoon, and then we'll start to slide right back down into the 60s. But that kind of mix of sun and clouds look that sticks around with us the whole afternoon. Here's your weekend forecast for you. Saturday and Sunday do look nice. We're going to talk about how these shape up before the heat comes our way in just a bit.
All right, we'll check back. Thank you, Chris. The death toll from the catastrophic flooding in Kentucky has risen to 16, including children, and state officials expect that number to keep climbing as more rain is expected. Severe weather also causing flooding in other parts of the country, from Missouri to Arizona. Ian Schwartz has the latest from Phoenix.
Officials in Kentucky say people are still missing after relentless rain caused massive flooding in eastern parts of the state.
We are still in the search and rescue mode, and at least in some areas, the water is not going to crest until tomorrow.
Crews made hundreds of rescues as the fast rising water suddenly left people stranded. Entire communities were submerged. Some homes floated away. The governor says the scope of the disaster hasn't even begun to come into focus.
We know some of the loss will include children. We may have even lost entire families.
This woman feared her house would be among the homes lost.
Right now it's looking like we're not going to be able to save it.
Heavy rains also set off massive flooding in parts of Missouri. The storms in St. Louis came on top of record rains earlier this week. And in Apache Junction, east of Phoenix in Arizona, the rain came down so fast that floodwaters swept away cars.
It came up real quick. I mean, when I saw it, it was below the street, and within minutes, it was actually running over the street.
And water poured in from the ceiling of Caesar's Palace as torrential rains pounded Las Vegas overnight. There's a chance for more rain in the forecast there and in the southwest. Ian Schwartz, CBS News, Phoenix, Arizona.
Well, the Justice Department says a Russian operative has been charged with using political groups in the United States to advance pro-Russia propaganda. Alexander Viktorovich was charged in federal court in Florida with conspiring to have U.S. citizens act as illegal agents of the Russian government. Russian and Ukrainian authorities traded accusations over a purported strike on a prison in separatist-held eastern Ukraine that Russia says resulted in the death of at least 51 prisoners. The prison houses Ukrainian prisoners of war who were captured after the fall of the city of Mariupol in May. 75 others were reportedly wounded. The Russian Defense Ministry claims that Ukrainian military used U.S.-supplied multiple rocket launchers to strike the prison, but Ukraine accused the Russians of shelling the prison to cover up the alleged torture and execution of Ukrainian POWs there. Neither claim could be independently verified. Pope Francis told Indigenous leaders this morning, his last day of his Canadian visit, that he was pained that Catholics had supported oppressive and unjust policies against them. The 85-year-old Pope met on Friday with an Indigenous delegation at the Quebec Archdiocese residence before he was due to leave for a brief stop in the Arctic territory of Nunavut, which Canada created in 1999 for the Inuit people. The House will vote today on an assault weapons ban, a statement of intent by Democrats to pursue more aggressive gun violence prevention measures on the wake of the recent mass shootings. The legislation proposed by Representative David Cicilline of Rhode Island would criminalize the knowing sale, manufacture, transfer, possession, or importation of many types of semi-automatic weapons and large-capacity ammunition feeding devices. The legislation is highly unlikely to pass the Senate. However, it's not clear it has the support of all 50 Democrats, and even if it achieved a majority of votes, it would still require the support of at least 10 Republicans to defeat a guaranteed filibuster. Will Smith has apologized to Chris Rock for slapping him during the Oscar telecast, saying in an online video that his behavior was unacceptable. Smith says he reached out to the comedian about the incident, but was told Rock wasn't ready to talk. In the video, Smith answered pre-selected questions about his behavior at the March 27th Academy Awards. Smith also apologized to Rock's family, especially his mother Rosalie and brother Tony. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. An update on that dinosaur auction we told you about earlier this week. And Donald Trump is facing backlash for hosting a stop of that Saudi-led golf tour. We'll be back.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different.
We really loved their educational approach.
Call 844-600-NEXT. 50% off your installation.
Get up and go! You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBV.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go! Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
A lot of Medicare health plans have benefits that are specific to your county. So why would you call a national 1-800 number when your local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better?
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
There are only 3 days to save during Steinhaffel's 3-day sale. Save 35% store-wide and then take an extra 5% off when you spend $14.99 or more. Plus, take an extra 10% off all patio. And with Steinhaffel's special financing, you'll save even more on your new furniture, mattress, and decor. So this weekend, shop Steinhaffel's furniture and mattress in-store and online. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
I love this state.
Knock on any door in any county, and you'll find good-hearted, hard-working folks. People whose businesses I proudly helped as Lieutenant Governor. Hard work needs to be respected again, with fair wages and opportunities to get ahead. That's how my parents opened doors for me. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I'm not one of these millionaires. I work just as hard for you as you work for your family. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Tonight's yet another big night for the Mega Millions lottery drawing. The jackpot has topped $1 billion, making it among the largest in history. No one should get their hopes up too high, though. Mega Millions says your chance of winning the jackpot always remains about 1 in 302 million. Tonight's jackpot is now the second biggest all-time for Mega Millions. The biggest was in 2018, worth more than $1.5 billion. Workers at a Massachusetts Trader Joe's supermarket have become the company's first to unionize. Staff at the Trader Joe's in Hadley, about 80 miles west of Boston, voted to approve a union called Trader Joe's United. Workers from at least 2 other store locations have begun unionization efforts. In a statement, Trader Joe's says it's prepared to immediately begin contract discussions. And a finished skeleton of a Gorgosaurus dinosaur sells for more than $6 million at Sotheby's. That makes the skeleton of the dinosaur that roamed the earth nearly 80 million years ago one of the most valuable ever sold at auction. It's nearly 10 feet tall, 22 feet long, and was found in 2018 in Montana. The Gorgosaurus is a close but somewhat smaller relative of the T-Rex. That is your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 198 points. The NASDAQ up 157. The S&P 500 is up 38. Former President Donald Trump is facing backlash from 9/11 families in a growing controversy over the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Tour. Its next tournament stop tees off today at Trump's New Jersey golf course, where protests are expected. CBS's Dan Lieberman has the latest from families, some of which are calling the event, quote, offensive, disrespectful, and hurtful.
I keep this wrapped in the American flag in my bedroom. This is his helmet. This is very personal. It's very, very painful.
For Janlyn Scoso and her daughter Juliet, who lost their firefighting husband and father on 9/11, the Saudi-backed golf tournament being hosted this weekend by former President Trump is too much to bear.
50 miles away from Ground Zero, not only in the backyard of that, but in the backyard of a lot of victims, it's so distasteful and it's so hurtful. And these golfers, they're taking blood money.
The LIV Golf Tournament launched this summer and is paying top stars from the PGA Tour big money to join and offering top dollar prizes. An FBI report last September showed evidence that 2 Saudi officials provided support to at least 2 of the 9/11 terrorists. 15 of the 19 9/11 hijackers were Saudi nationals. Even Trump blamed the Saudis himself, appearing on Fox and Friends in 2016.
Who blew up the World Trade Center? It wasn't the Iraqis, it was Saudi. Take a look at Saudi Arabia. Open the documents.
But Thursday, teeing off on the golf course, Trump striking a very different tone.
Well, nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11, unfortunately.
In a statement to CBS News, LIV Golf said, as we have said all along, these families have our deepest sympathy. While some may not agree, we believe golf is a force for good around the world. Dan Lieberman, CBS News, New York.
The LIV expected to wrap up its season in October at another of Trump's clubs, the Doral course near Miami. Well, Pam's egg markets are next, and Chris will let us know what to expect this weekend. That's when we come back.
Black Friday mattress deals in July have been extended at Ashley. Save big on brands like Tempur-Pedic, Purple, Beautyrest, Serta, and more. Save 55% instantly on this Ashley Chime Queen bed in a box. Plus 5 years special financing with only sales tax and delivery due at checkout. Only at Ashley.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about sizzling savings of 22%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 22% off gutters with any full roofing or siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Mom, Abel's looking for you.
Oh, all right. As parents, we know that all Wisconsin kids should grow up in a healthy, safe world. As a women's health doctor, I know that access to abortion services is fundamental to personal and economic success. I'm going to fight for financial security so Wisconsin families can succeed and even dream. I'm Jillian Bettino, a mother, a doctor, a fighter, and I'm running for Wisconsin State Treasurer.
Black Friday deals in July have been extended at Ashley. It's your last chance to save up to 60% off doorbusters, plus 60-month special financing, no minimum purchase, and no money down on in-stock items. Don't miss the best Black Friday deals, only at Ashley.
News 3 now, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County are collecting school supplies for area students.
Please help us by donating at News 3 Now, Dane County Boys and Girls Clubs, or participating Walgreens. Visit channel3000.com for details, then donate.
Wisconsin is now one of the nation's most important political battlegrounds. The August primaries and November midterms could set a new course for our state and our country.
News 3 Now brings you a look at the key races and issues in Campaign 2022 Battleground Wisconsin.
Monday, August 8th at 7 p.m. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And let's check in with Pam Yankee now from the Midwest Farm Report on this Friday.
Oh, and a gorgeous one at that. Yeah, beautiful day outside, and that's good news. You know, the temperatures I was just noticing this morning, about 58 degrees up by the home farm in overnight lows. That's seems a little bit cool for the end of July, but boy, is it ideal for our Wisconsin ginseng growers. What they're looking for right now is to try to get that soil temperature cooled down at night. It really helps that root crop, which is what ginseng is, thrive. Got a question for you. How many acres in Wisconsin do you think are owned by foreign investors? The answer? We don't know. Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin found out about that, and she's introduced what they call a Farmland Security Act. She said basically USDA has admitted that there may be laws on the books that require foreign investors to declare what they're purchasing as far as agricultural land, but a lot of times there's just no oversight. So Senator Baldwin, along with Chuck Grassley out of Iowa, are putting this act in place to increase scrutiny over foreign investments into America's agricultural land. She says, here in Wisconsin, our farmland is valuable. It's our heritage. It's our economic driver. And she said reports that they've found show that over the past 10 years or so, the acreage owned by foreign investors has nearly doubled. So she's working on that. Also, one thing I want you to notice if you're headed out to county fairs this weekend, pay attention to the youth exhibitors. We are missing a lot of juniors and seniors from high school. Why? They decided that they were going to work. Escalated salaries at a lot of fast food places have taken a lot of those juniors and seniors from the 4-H FFA exhibitor side of things. The volunteers, especially the ones we were talking to at the Rock County Fair yesterday, said we're missing them not only in the ring but as mentors. Barrel cheese today in Chicago up 4 1/4 at 188 3/4. 40-pound block cheese up 3 at 188. Double A butter up 3 1/2 at $2.99 a pound. But boy, this is great county fair weather. Looks like it's going to hang on through the weekend.
Absolutely, and then it's going to get hot.
That's what I thought.
Enjoy the weekend, Bam.
Have a good one.
Here's Chris now with the weather.
Yeah, let's talk about some of that heat that's coming our way. This is the upper air pattern right now. This little area of cooler air, that's what's right on top of us at the moment. Watch this ridge of heat, though, start to really build out west. This is Tuesday. It's really over the west. We still have a northwesterly flow on Tuesday. It's not too bad. It's not too hot in the upper levels of the atmosphere. But by Wednesday, we start to see that flex a little bit of muscle and start moving our direction. That's going to send some warmer air. Monday, not too bad in the afternoon. Even Tuesday, not too bad. But by Wednesday in the afternoon, the heat index, this is what it could look like, folks. This would for sure be heat advisory criteria if this were to actually come to fruition. But with this in mind, this is why we have an alert day already in the forecast for Wednesday. We're your first warned weather team. We want to get you ready now for some heat that could come our way Wednesday, especially with it being summer and some of those last days of summer. You're trying to make your plans. But the reality is this. We're going to be warm opening up the month of August, folks. A lot of the lower 48 is going to be warmer than normal. Not just the first couple days of August, but perhaps the first couple of weeks of August. So the pools aren't going anywhere anytime soon, that's for sure. If you can use the pool, take advantage of that. Today, anyway, this afternoon, we're going to top out around 78 if you want to take a splash. Temperatures are already in the 70s now. It's 74. Winds are out of the west at 9 miles per hour. Our dew points are into the upper 50s, so it's comfortable. Again, that's thanks to that west and northwesterly wind. 75 for Janesville, Lone Rock, Boscobel, Viroqua, common cool spot at 70 for us this morning. And all the moisture stays to our south. Doppler track's not going to have anything on it that has true relevance for us for at least the next couple of days. So continue to enjoy the clean sweep that we do indeed have. Again, a couple decorator clouds. We've already seen them. Some of those are going to be sticking with us throughout your morning, and then we'll start to cool things down into the 50s again tonight. Tomorrow, our winds turn more southerly. We start to increase things into the 80s tomorrow. Even into Sunday, we're going to see some of those temperatures in the 80s into the afternoon. Sunday night and Monday, we've got to watch perhaps a little rain chance that's going to try to move our way. I'm not super sold on it, but nonetheless, there will be a chance for some rain. That being said, I want to give you the opportunity to be alerted should thunderstorms be near your location. I'm not expecting severe weather, but still, if you take out your phone, open up the camera and point it at the screen, it'll take you to where you need to go to download the First Warn Weather app. That way, you can always stay ahead on the go with us. We'll be there to tell you anytime something is headed towards you. After that, we focus on the heat, folks. 84 on Tuesday, not bad, but 93 on Wednesday, and that's going on the cool side of a lot of the models. And 90 on Thursday as well, with another chance for some showers and thunderstorms.
And the State Fair opens on Thursday.
Yes, it does.
Perfect timing as usual.
Every year.
Every year.
Yep.
Hot for the State Fair. All right, Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard wraps up his fair week with a classic carnival treat.
We couldn't leave the fair without having a funnel cake, and just wait until you see how easy these are to make at home.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5 grand more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
If you haven't been back to a movie theater in a while, what's stopping you? I mean, I know people who haven't put a real pair of pants on in 2 years. If that's what's keeping you, don't worry about it. You can wear your sweatpants or whatever makes you feel comfortable. Me? I like to bring my special binky, get comfortable in a dream lounger, and experience movies the way they were meant to be seen.
I wish I had a binky.
No problem. I got a spare.
Son, it's about time we had the talk. It's time you knew the truth. Windows can take a beating, especially here in the Midwest. When it's time to replace them, call Feldco.
Isn't Feldco offering 2-for-1 windows right now, Dad?
They are, son. They are.
Less talk, more action. 2-for-1 windows from Feldco makes home improvement easy and affordable.
2-for-1 windows from Feldco ends Sunday. Call now.
Call quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
I've got some cheese curds that I'm willing to share. And I want to ride that giant slide over there. So if you've got 11 days to spare, won't you come with me to the Wisconsin State Fair? Won't you come with me to the Wisconsin
presented by U.S. Cellular, August 4th through the 14th.
Soak in the savings at the Century House. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. Don't miss the perfect opportunity to fill your home with the world's most comfortable seating for less. It's time for Stressless, proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
What a blast we had all this week at the fair. Besides practically eating everything in sight, we rode almost every ride you can imagine. Yeah, even the bumper cars. And as you can see, we also scored big on some of the games on the Midway. Look what I won. But we couldn't leave here until we tried one last fair classic, the funnel cake. And since the fair only comes to town every so often, we decided to create an easy homemade version that's made just like they do here. It starts off with a quick throw-together batter that we drizzle through a funnel into hot oil. Yeah, a funnel. That's where it gets its name. Once it's golden on one side, we flip it until it's crispy on the outside and tender delicious on the inside. After they drain for a minute or so, it's time to dust them with lots of powdered sugar. Let me tell you, these are perfect to nibble on when you want the taste of the fair at home. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our easy funnel cakes along with all of our fair favorites. Now there's no hiding the fact that you ate one, since you'll probably end up with powdered sugar all over your face. I'm Howard from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and now I have to round up the rest of the troops and head back to the test kitchen so we can whip up even more. Ooh, it's so good.
All right, in the middle of a hot and sticky summer, Velveeta teamed up with an upscale BLT restaurant chain to release a Velveeta-based martini called, of course, the Veltini. They start with a vodka that's been infused with the cheese, add a little vermouth and olive brine, and garnish it with a Velveeta cheese drip. Velveeta cheese stuffed olives and Velveeta shells and cheese.
Very nice, nice dirty martini, nice texture and very, very smooth. The garnish is interesting. I've seen, cheese stuffed olives before. Adding the shells is a nice touch to reinforce Velveeta. I think it's a, well-executed cocktail. I have a second one, which I think is a good sign of a cocktail.
The Veltini costs $15. The closest BLT restaurants are on the East Coast, but you're not out of luck. You can order a kit from goldbelly.com to make one for yourself. For $50, you get all the ingredients and 2 glasses. You just need to infuse some vodka in the Velveeta sauce. Now, I enjoy an occasional martini, but I don't think so.
We will not be having this, Mark. We will not. We talked about this on the morning show, and they were like, Leah and Chris were like, oh, we should have. No.
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 Velveeta has its place.
Velveeta is miraculous and will be in heaven, but this martini will not be.
As a grilled cheese sandwich, Velveeta, but yeah, I'll pass on that.
Oh my goodness.
Ruined good vodka with Velveeta.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what's as yellow as that cheese is the sun that we're going to be seeing out there today. Enjoy the sunshine today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's a gorgeous weekend. It couldn't get much better than this, especially last weekend we had all the thunderstorms and everything move through, so soak this up. Monday, we'll see a chance for some thunderstorms. I do not expect Monday to be a washout at all. Wednesday, though, that's an alert day. The heat comes our way. 93 the temperature. The heat index could be 105 or warmer. If that's true, we would end up with more heat advisories by next week. We'll cool off, if you will, into the upper 80s to around 90 sailing into next weekend.
And as we know, heat's the #1 weather killer.
Heat is the #1 weather killer. We're almost done with the heat, but then at the same time, we're almost done with the heat.
That's right. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 5. Have a great afternoon.